Alright, so the car you see behind me, it's a 2023 CUPRA Born. I've been driving this car for a couple of months now, and here is my few thoughts. Okay, let's start with the front of the car. As you can see, the front looks very aggressive. I really like this CUPRA writing here, but I don't really like this logo. They should decide whether they want to put a CUPRA badge or just CUPRA name on it. I think it's too much. I like this copper color that has this nice accents here. It's also on the other side as well. I also like those lights. They look very mean. Like if you really squeeze your eyes and look, it might remind you of pissed off Robert De Niro. Okay, let's go to the side. We have a 19-inch alloys, very nice, like nothing fancy, but they look quite alright, and they fit well with the whole design. Look at those skirts, they just look so nice. Somebody actually put an effort to make them like that. There's no many cars that have so many attention to details. We have a puddle lights and this illuminated CUPRA logo that you can see at the night when you open your door. Moving to the back, and then again we see this CUPRA badge with the CUPRA name on it. Again, I think they should decide whether they want CUPRA name or CUPRA logo. Maybe just put on one side logo and on the other side the name. The CUPRA logo here at the back is also a handle. So we have a handle for a boot, and as you can see, that's my range extender. Just an electric scooter, and the cable is a little bit messy here. So yeah, the boot is quite big. I can easily fit this electric scooter, and you can probably put a bag or two as well. At the very bottom we have this nice diffuser that looks very sporty. Like it's a little bit overkill for this car, but everything looks nice. And of course we have this lovely LED strip that goes from coast to coast. At night looks just so cool. I would say that this car is really nice designed, looks a lot better and more aggressive than Volkswagen ID3. Here at the back, as you can see, there is a lot of room as well. I am 176 centimeters, and as you can see, I can just sit perfectly beside myself. I still have a lot of room overhead. There is not really any holder for your phone. You have this little pocket at the bottom to put your documents or maybe an iPad. You also have two USB Type-C ports at the back, so that's very handy. Again, the material is a little bit scratchy here at the back, and there is no mood light at the back, which is not great, to be honest. I just want to share a few things with you about the whole interior. First of all, the doors. They're a little bit scratchy here at the top. Then you have this nice kind of suede material. Also, you have this material under your arm. It's okay. Then the middle console, it's nice and squeegee. The same with the dashboard, nice and squeegee, soft materials. The steering wheel is very nice and very soft. It's also heated as well. The seats are comfortable. I've been testing them on my last trip from Dublin to Cork and back, so I felt very good after that trip. So yeah, the car is really well put together. I would say it's better put together than an ID3. But there are a few little nuances that just drive me crazy, and the most annoying one is an infotainment system. The infotainment system is not the worst, but let me just explain you. Initially I was thinking to compare this infotainment system to my 6 years old iPad, but then I gave a second thought, and it doesn't really make sense, because it's not really CUPRA fault that this infotainment is bad. They tried to fix as much as possible, still couldn't fix it, but it's all right, you know. So I'm just gonna show you what really I don't like about the system, and some other stuff in here, because the car is not perfect, but I still like it. Okay, first of all, let's start with this steering wheel. Steering wheel is really nice, and it's nice and soft material. It's also heated. I really like it, and I just want you to try to understand the logic of CUPRA / Volkswagen designers / developers, because I can't really understand what they meant doing this. Let's have a look at those buttons here, okay? So we have a nice and clicky buttons here. So you click that, you change song. You click this, you put previous song. You have your voice control. You have OK button that acts like changing on your computer your trips. And then for some reason, I don't know why, you have those buttons at the bottom and on the side, but they are not clicky buttons anymore. They're slide buttons. And the problem is, and I show you this right now, that when you listen to song, you either put too much or too little. It's just very hard to adjust properly, right? If you make a button that you can tap or click. We don't slide buttons. I just don't get the logic here. Now let's look at the infotainment system. This is an infotainment system, and this is how it works. You go to the menu, you see the lag. It's just laggy. It's slow, it's not great. It's, as I said, it's not the worst system on the planet, but yeah, they really could fix it with an update. I think they should, but do they really care? So yeah, that's how it works. And then again, you have a slider here for increasing or decreasing your volume, which is much better than the one on the steering wheel, because you actually have a space to slide your finger to increase or decrease volume, while on the steering wheel are just buttons for sliding. I just don't understand. So yeah, I don't know, if you look just at this menu here, it reminds me of LG TV OS that was 10 years ago on LG TVs. So yeah, it's nothing really fresh. That's my idea. Oh, one thing I want to share with you is actually an aircon and the fan. So if you want to turn on the fan, you have to click on this Klima button here, and then you have to press air condition, and then you are on level 2. So if you go to level 1, you can't go to level 0, which in every other car should just turn off the fan, but you have to just press here air conditioning on off. So I find this a little bit stupid. And then if you go back to your main menu, there is actually no button to increase or decrease speed of the fan. So every time you want to do that, you have to press on this Klima button and then go there and then press the button, increase the speed fan, or the other options as well. This car is supposed to be very smart and should learn from you. For instance, if you go here on the seat heating and you press on the seat heating, it says learning, but doesn't really learn, because I never use full seat heating. I usually use just on the middle, because they are getting too hot. And the same thing apply to your, you see, it just goes on and off. You see, the same thing applies to steering wheel. Sometimes when it's colder, I'd say if it's plus 10 degrees, the steering wheel heating turns on automatically, which, you know, if it's cold it's fine, but turns on number 2 and is really too hot to touch. So I have to every time decrease to number 1, but then it says it's learning, so should learn after a couple of months already that number 2 is too hot and should always stick to just 1 dot. So yeah, that's my thoughts about it. So there is not really much in it, to be honest. I mentioned in my previous video that I really like adaptive cruise control in this car, because works very well. 99% of time works pretty well. That 1% might be just reading some other signs, I don't know from where, that you, let's say you go 120 and then it's reduced speed to 100 and then goes back to 120. For example, in Dublin, everyone knows on M50 you can only go 100 kilometers per hour, but there are some parts of M50 where this car thinks that you can go 120. So far only happened for me on M50. It didn't happen on any other motorway, so that's good news. But yeah, it's a very handy feature. You still have to obviously keep your eyes on the road and look at everything around you, but it's very handy, and it can make your journey more relaxed and comfortable. Worth to mention, if you're ever thinking about buying CUPRA Born, there are touch screens everywhere. There are not much buttons, so if you don't like this type of design, just don't buy it. You know, they try to be more like Tesla, but Tesla is just 100% polished software, so it works very well, but not in this car. Yeah, that's it, guys. If you have any more questions, you can always hit me up on YouTube and just ask me some question about this car. As I said, I really like this car. I find this very comfortable. It's a quick car. Believe me or not, this car is only less than a second slower than Golf GTI Mark 7. So it's a quick car, and it's nice to drive and it's comfortable. It's a little bit heavy, but it's really comfortable car, and it's also spacious. And if I was going to compare to my driving experience to any other cars, I would say it drives like every other Volkswagen. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you find this video interesting, and see you in the next one. Cheers.